and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about just how powerful we are when we manifest. We can beat all odds, literally. It's like if you would try to do it in math, it would be numbers we wouldn't even be able to pronounce. And so many zeros behind the numbers, I don't even know what they're called, those numbers. So we can actually make the pretty much impossible possible, and I do have one example that we are going to talk about. Today we're talking about the impossible thing. And when I studied philosophy at the university here in Frankfurt, I took a class on, it was basically a class of religion and philosophy, so religious philosophy, and it was a class about wonders. And when I studied philosophy, I kind of dipped more into the what is it called, the not theoretical, theology, and the theologist's philosophy, because I wanted to find out why so many people would follow dogma like church. And yeah, that was my main question. And the other thing I really focused on was animal studies and animal rights in philosophy. Anyway, when I took that class on wonder, there was one session, there was actually a priest talking about experiencing different wonders, and that inspired me to do a term paper. And in that term paper I wanted to define wonders. We had learned several definitions of what is a wonder, and what I'm talking about is not technically a wonder because it's not a good thing. However, it is something that would fit into the definition of a wonder being something that is unique, something that doesn't happen, something that defies the laws of nature, basically something that is impossible yet it happened. And I called it, in my thesis I called it the anti-wonder, because again it's not a good thing. That poor guy did not live a happy life. And we're talking about Roy Sullivan, sorry, not Roy Sullivan, and you may have heard of him. That poor guy actually is in the Guinness Book of World Records because he was struck by lightning 8 times in his life. I think it was 8 times, or was it? I think it was 8 times, but only 7 are documented. That they were witnesses, and he went to hospital. I think the first time it was either 8 or 9 times. I don't remember if 8 times are documented, but it was 9 times, or if 7 cases are documented and he was hit 8 times by lightning. Yeah, what are the odds, right? So he claimed that the first time he was struck by lightning he was actually a child, and that is not documented. So we don't know if that first case actually is true, but even if it were only 7 times to be struck by lightning, it's still like, wow. The chances of being struck by lightning, the numbers can slightly differ depending on where you live, but it's approximately 1 to 500,000. So what are the odds of being struck by lightning 2 times? It is 500,000 times 500,000, and I don't even know that number. And then the chance of being struck by lightning 3 times, it's 500,000 times 500,000 times 500,000, and being struck by lightning 7 times, it is, you get the gist, it is 500,000 square 7. Is it called square 7, square numbers, or high 7? I don't know how to say it in English, but it's, again, numbers you probably won't be able to pronounce. There's many zeros behind that first number, that first digit. So you could basically say there is a chance in your life, 1 to 500,000, to get struck by lightning once. There's a chance, actually even I believe higher than winning the lottery. Being struck by lightning twice, very unlikely when it comes to math. 7 times, nearly impossible, like literally impossible. However, it happened to him, and there were witnesses and there were medical records, And how did that happen if it's not possible? Well, back then I was wondering, oh my god, that poor guy, he actually believed that he was cursed. That poor guy believed that he was cursed, and he had panic attacks when he saw like a thunderstorm coming, and he actually killed himself because of that fear of being struck by lightning again, and also because he was isolated. Nobody wanted to be near him. He had no friends anymore because everybody he knew was scared of being too close to him and then being struck by lightning. And he swears that one time he was driving his car and there was this cloud actually following him. And it sounds like something that is insane, something someone made up, maybe someone who has schizophrenia or something like this, or paranoia. However, again, 7 times at least are documented. They were witnesses. It is on record he was struck by lightning at least 7 times, and he claims one more time that was not documented. So how do you explain that? Do you explain it with, yeah, that poor guy, he was cursed? I don't believe in that. I don't believe karma would do something like that, because to me karma is just an imbalance, something that is not healed. But when I learned about manifestation, then it made perfect sense, because if you have experienced some kind of tragedy, and I think being struck by lightning would be considered a tragedy, right? It's probably very painful. Yeah, you probably get very scared that something like this could happen to you again. But what happens if you focus on something? You send out a signal to the universe, this is what I want to experience. So the universe made his wish come true, and he manifested being struck by lightning one more time and one more time, and yeah, ended up getting struck by lightning 7 times. And yeah, before I learned about manifestation, I wrote that paper. I was like, this is something, it's a paradox. It's just mathematically, it should not, it doesn't make any sense. It should not have happened. I've never heard of anyone else being struck by lightning that many times. It's like, just mathematically, it's impossible. It's basically impossible. However, it did happen to him. And when I learned about manifestation, I realized, yeah, he was so scared of it happening again that he sent out that strong signal that it did happen again and again and again. And so what do we do with that? Of course, we do not want to manifest being struck by lightning, but it just shows you just how incredibly powerful we are. I mean, that poor guy, not consciously but subconsciously, manifested something. It's impossible. It's impossible. Again, the numbers, it's 500,000 square 7 or high 7. Like, it's not times 7. It is really 500,000 times 500,000 times 500,000, and that's 7 times. That's just an insane number. So it is against all odds. It's against all odds. However, he managed to manifest that. Now imagine if you consciously try to manifest something, how powerful we are. He was not more powerful than you are. He was more scared of getting hit by lightning than you are, most likely, and that's why that came to him and again. But he's not more powerful than you are, than I am. We are all sparks of the divine. We all have that same kind of power. Some of us believe in it more, and that is maybe why it comes easier. Again, I don't believe in past lives anymore, but you could argue, if you want to hold on to that belief of past lives, yeah, you brought that talent into this life, and that's why it's easier for you. Now I just would say you're more connected to that archetype of the manifestator. Even though everybody always manifests everything, everything is manifested. So you don't have to believe in manifestation in order to manifest. Everybody's manifesting. But just imagine, once you put your focus on something, the powerful things you can do. So if you have one thing you believe is impossible, like, I don't know, I've heard from so many people, I don't think I can get together with a person. It's impossible. Think of that guy who manifested being struck by lightning at 7 times, at least 7 to 8 times, or maybe even 9. I don't remember exactly. That is impossible pretty much, but still it happened. It still happened. So it has to be possible. Even though it's impossible, it has to be possible. We are that powerful. So every time now you think, oh, it's too hard to manifest and it's too difficult, you don't have to do that. You also don't have to worry about how to get there. In my last video I was talking about, actually I don't know if it's the last video for you, I don't know what order I'm going to release them, but I said that Spirit gave me the metaphor of using a navigation system. You tell that device where you want to go. You give them the address, and it is picking the best route for you, and it knows more than you. First of all, it knows the way. It also knows, nowadays connected to satellites, where is a traffic jam, where's a construction site. It knows the best way, and it just gets you there, and you don't have to worry about picking the best route. You just trust your device. It will get you there when you tell your device where you want to go. And that's the same thing with manifestation. We tell Spirit, this is where I want to go, by visualizing what we want to experience, and then it's up to the universe to pick the best route to get us there. It's not our business. It's not your business to know when it's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, what needs to be resolved before it can happen. Not your job. Your only job is to live in the end, as Neville Goddard says, and hold on to your belief. And now again, every time you think, oh, I don't know how to get there, that's kind of difficult, think of Roy Sullivan, who got hit by lightning 7 times. Okay, you can Google it yourself if you don't believe me. But again, that shows you how powerful we are, how powerful the universe is, that wants to give you what you want, that wants to assist you always. So yeah, I hope this video helped you. Leave your comments below. I'm interested in what you think about that, and what do you think is impossible for you to manifest. No, actually, what did you think was impossible before you heard this video? Because now you know it is pretty much possible. I think the only thing that would be very, very hard, and I made a video of that, about that, is can we bring someone back from the dead? That would be a tough one to do. I did a video on that. I believe in theory that one would be possible as well, if we 100% believe in the law of assumption. Just a bit more tough. I explained the reason in that video, but again, pretty much nothing is impossible. Even if to our limited mind, our monkey mind, our ego mind believes it to be impossible, Spirit has to find a way. And you know that saying, when you can dream it, you can achieve it, because you can only dream or visualize vividly if there is in according timeline where that thing that you want exists, that experience does exist. So nothing is impossible. Again, like, subscribe, leave your comments below, check out my other content. I am available for personal readings, and I wish you all the best. Now, bye bye.